Before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. It really helps support the channel. Now, let's jump in. Have you ever stolen something so valuable that it made international news? Because this guy did, and he almost got away with it. So the guy's name is Stefan, and Stefan is 28 years old when the story starts, and he's living in France, working as a janitor at a museum. Not just any museum though, the Museum of Modern Art in Paris, one of the most prestigious art museums in the entire world. And Stefan, he works the night shift. So every night he's there alone, mopping floors, emptying trash cans, and walking past paintings worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, here's the thing about Stefan. He's not some master criminal. He's not some genius art thief. He's literally just a janitor who one day looks around and thinks, you know what? I could probably just take one of these. And honestly, he's not wrong. So it's 2010, and Stefan has been working at this museum for about 3 years. And during those 3 years, he's noticed something interesting. The museum's security system, it's trash, like laughably bad. There are cameras everywhere, sure, but half of them don't even work. And the alarm system, it's been broken for weeks, and nobody's bothered to fix it. I guess the museum figured who would be dumb enough to rob us? Well, Stefan, apparently. So one night in May, Stefan comes to work like normal. He clocks in, he grabs his mop, and he gets to work. But tonight's different. Tonight, he's got a plan. And his plan is incredibly simple. He's literally just gonna walk up to a painting, take it off the wall, and walk out with it. That's it. That's the whole plan. And you're probably thinking, there's no way that works. But here's what happens. Around 3 a.m., when the museum is completely empty, Stefan walks into one of the main galleries and he goes straight for this painting called Le Pigeon au Petit Pois by Picasso. It's worth about 23 million euros. That's like $28 million. And Stefan, he just walks up to it, lifts it off the wall, and nobody stops him. No alarms go off, no security guards come running, nothing. So he keeps going. He grabs 4 more paintings, a Matisse worth 15 million, a Modigliani worth 25 million, a Braque worth 8 million, and another Leger worth 10 million. In total, he's now holding about 100 million euros worth of art. That's over $120 million. And he just walks out the front door with them like he's taking out the trash. And the craziest part? Nobody notices for an entire day. The museum opens the next morning, and it takes them until the afternoon to realize that 5 of their most valuable paintings are just gone. And when they finally figure it out, they're like, wait, where's the security footage? And then they check the cameras and realize, oh yeah, those have been broken for months. Whoops. So now the French police are involved, and they're investigating, and they're trying to figure out who could have pulled off this incredibly sophisticated heist. And they're thinking it must be some international art theft ring or some Ocean's 11 type situation. Meanwhile, Stefan is at home watching the news coverage and probably laughing his ass off. Now, Stefan knows he can't just keep these paintings. Like, what's he gonna do? Hang a $23 million Picasso in his studio apartment? So he needs to sell them. And this is where things get tricky, because you can't exactly put a stolen Picasso on eBay. So Stefan reaches out to some people in the underground art market, and he starts trying to find buyers. But here's the problem. These paintings are so famous that nobody wants to buy them. Like every art dealer in the world knows they're stolen. So Stefan is sitting on 100 million euros worth of art that he can't sell. And honestly, he's starting to panic a little bit. So about 3 weeks after the heist, Stefan does something incredibly stupid. He throws the paintings in a dumpster. I'm not kidding. He literally throws them away. He puts them in garbage bags and tosses them in a trash bin behind his apartment building. And then the trash gets collected and the paintings are gone forever. Now, meanwhile, the French police are still investigating, and eventually they start looking at museum employees. And they start looking at Stefan, and they're like, hey, this janitor worked the night shift and he had access to the entire museum and the security system was broken. Maybe we should talk to him. So they bring Stefan in for questioning. And at first, he denies everything. He's like, I don't know anything about any paintings. But the police keep pressing him, and eventually, in 2011, about a year after the heist, Stefan cracks. He confesses to everything. He tells them exactly how he did it. He tells them about the broken security cameras. He tells them about walking out with the paintings. And then he tells them the worst part. He tells them he threw the paintings in the trash. And the police are like, you did what? And Stefan's like, yeah, I panicked and threw them away. And the police are like, do you have any idea what you've done? Because now these priceless works of art are just gone. They're sitting in a landfill somewhere, probably destroyed, and they're never going to be recovered. So Stefan gets arrested and charged, and in 2013 he goes to trial. And during the trial, he admits that the whole thing was his idea and that he acted alone. No accomplices, no criminal network, just one janitor who noticed the museum's security sucked and decided to take advantage of it. And the absolute craziest part? The museum had been warned multiple times that their security system was inadequate. They had been told to upgrade their alarms and fix their cameras, but they never did. They just ignored the warnings, and it cost them 100 million euros. So Stefan ends up getting sentenced to 8 years in prison. And the museum, they had to completely overhaul their entire security system. And to this day, those 5 paintings have never been recovered. They're just gone forever. And honestly, the whole thing is kind of wild because this wasn't some elaborate heist with teams of specialists and high-tech equipment. It was literally just one dude who walked in, grabbed some paintings, and walked out. And he almost got away with it. The only reason he got caught was because he panicked and threw away the evidence instead of just hiding it somewhere. If he had just waited a few years and been patient, he probably could have sold those paintings on the black market eventually. But instead, he threw away $100 million worth of art like it was a bag of old clothes. And the lesson here, if you're going to rob a museum, maybe have a plan for what to do after you steal the paintings. Just a thought. And just not to forget, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support really helps the channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one.